Hi, this is Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming, and really quick update on Glory Days Boxing. As you can see, I picked up the first print run from the printers today of the final cut and print, or print and cut card, sorry, for the release of Glory Days Boxing. Extremely pleased with the way they turned out. One problem is they only filled half the order, so they only roughly another 1,000 cards, but I already talked to them, and we'll get that squared away and taken care of. But I just wanted to really highlight the cards here. I'm really super, couldn't be happier with the quality. Nice sturdy 110-pound card stock, good finish, and the print came out very nice. Cut is real nice. So they did an excellent job. So definitely easy to forgive the fact that they left out half of the order. Just so long as they make it right, of course. But I just want to go over all the, just show a variety of the cards here. And I'm going to find a card that wasn't included in some of the beta versions that we did. Joe Louis, I think, would be a good one to grab. I could find him. There's 100 stacks of cards here on my table. Where's Joe Louis? There he is. All right, so Joe Louis. So again, it's just these are all his cards, but just to look at his card, the traits that he has, Joe Louis, and his trait comes, well, most notably from his Billy Conn fight, but also in earlier fights. He had the propensity to really pour it on if he was losing, so he has the Hail Mary trait. +1 to power if behind in the last 2 rounds of fight. And you can see he's a solid card, definitely comparable with the other greats in the game. A little bit better on the inside, but he does have the rare 3-star trait on one of his inside quality rolls. And then solid 2 stars on 2 outsides and 2 stars on another inside. Power is a 6, a 10 if his opponent is hurt, has great killer instinct. And then when he is fatigued, he still has 4 and 8 for his power. 3 chin, 6 would be stunned, and when fatigued, his chin goes up to 4 and 8. And then his KO chin check is a 1 and a 3 when he is fatigued. Will 3 and 5, cut chance 5, and foul 3, stamina 85 for a 10-round fight, and 100 for a 12 or 15-round fight. So let's just stack him up against one of the other greats in the game. And actually, Muhammad Ali is always a good comparison, and I saw Ali earlier. It's definitely a lot, I guess, kind of overwhelming spreading all these cards out, realizing just how many there is. I did a total of 2,000 cards for the first print run, enough for 20 game units. So there we have Louis compared to Ali, and again, Louis is a card that has not been seen before. And as you can see, very good in punches landed. He is going to score on 48 punches on the inside, and damn it. I went through these with a fine-tooth comb and was happy that I had not uncovered any mistakes, and lo and behold, bring out Joe Louis and we have a mistake. So I will have to go back and check his ratings, but I'll do an addendum for that. I believe that's going to be 48, 0 to 48 punches land on the inside, and 49 to 82 would be a miss. So, all right. Knew it couldn't be that perfect, but that will be a correction. So outside, he is lands 50% of his punches, basically just over 50%, 0 to 50. And a look at some of the other traits on his card. His defense, 1 to 4 blocks a punch. A 5, he actually takes 2 extra. And in his counter rating, 1 to 7, he lands counters. And then, of course, his foul and cut charts. So comparing him to Muhammad Ali, he compares actually very favorably. And this should be a 49 to 82 miss. I'll add a little addendum in that and make sure that I get the cards fixed going forward for future print runs. So, I quality checked these cards, oh God, probably 7-8 times looking at all of them and still somehow missed that. So there you have it, first print run, and I guess we could say this will be a collector's edition or not. That's a look at Joe Louis. Jimmy Young was another fighter that we have not seen previously, as is Gene Tunney. So we'll take a look at Tunney's card here. And get this out of the glare a little bit. So Tunney, he also an excellent fighter from the outside. He has a single roll with a 3-star check in the ring generalship column. Not too much in terms of power, good chin, not hard, not impossible to knock down, but hard, and then very hard to knock out. And Tunney's only loss in his career actually came at the hands of Harry Greb, which is definitely no small, or definitely not a loss to be ashamed of, as good as Greb was. And Tunney, you can see he's quite a bit better from the outside, a very good boxer from the outside, lands on 0 to 56, not so much on the inside, but still lands solid. Really good defense, blocks punches on a roll of 1 to 7 on the 1d20 when it's a defensive check, and 6 or 7 blocks 2 of those punches. So that in itself, he's going to cause a lot of problems for sluggers in this game. And I mentioned Jimmy Young. Here's Jimmy. And Jimmy, another very solid defensive fighter. He blocks punches on 1 to 5 on the D20 when he has a defense check. Also a very good outside fighter. Lands a high percentage of blows from the outside and a very good counter puncher too. Where Jimmy's going to get in trouble is his ring general ratings. You can see here. Despite his high punch volume, he's not going to be initiating a lot of the offensive action against some of the better fighters in the game. But he'll do fine in toe-to-toe exchanges and definitely very good against fighters his caliber or less. Again, not very powerful. Needs a 1, fatigued or fresh, to knock his opponent down. Chin rating, he does go down. Not easily, but you can knock him down. Chin against KO is 2. That's pretty solid. Stamina pretty solid. And you can see in the description of his punches too. Again, I tried to make these descriptions fit the actual fighter. So you see here, this is more along a boxer versus a slugger. Flurry of blows from all angles, masterful boxing, working levels. Peppers the jab then across, and rapid fire jabs connect. Whereas if you look at a fighter, a slugger, and we'll look at Joe Grimm last, but look at a slugger like a James Jeffries. So Jeff, you see the descriptions on his card. He was definitely more of an inside fighter. You see there, 0 to 53, he lands on the inside, and 0 to 46 on the outside. Again, though, one of the better fighters in the game. He also has a rare 3-star role in his ring generalship ratings. But his descriptions, again, befitting a slugger. First of all, he's a body snatcher, so when he lands punches from the inside, because he's so efficient there, those punches cannot be blocked. And then the description of his punches: pummels the head and body, withering blows in the pocket, jab, hook, and an uppercut, and digs the hook to the body. And kind of goes again with his fighting style. And Joe Grimm, who I talked a little bit about in the lead up to this and was going to do a fight with him, but had forgotten that I did not card him in the beta set, which was incomplete. So this is Joe Grimm, probably the worst fighter in the game. Record of 24, 104, and 22, 10 knockouts. And you can see on his ring general check, he only has 2 rolls in which he even has a single star, 1 outside, 1 in. Not very much power, a 2. He goes down very easily, an 8. And again, this is one of those anomaly fighters. However, he is very hard to knock out, a 1. And he also has a trait that relates to surviving when hurt, the hug it out trait. So when hurt, you roll a 1d20 and it becomes a clinch on a roll of 1 to 8, which avoids taking punishment. And you can see doesn't land, not a very high offensive output fighter from the outside 0 to 29, inside 0 to 39. Bangs away with both hands, wild cross finishes the flurry, charges in behind the lead cross, lunges in with the behind the jab. And again, these descriptions would hopefully conjure images of a very awkward type fighter. You can see his defense is horrendous. He actually increases punches landed for his opponent on rolls of 1 to 8 when he is on defense. Not very good at the counter shot, and you can cut him to ribbons here as you see. Cut rating of 14, and the cut swelling results tilt heavily to cuts, and even has a couple of rolls that end up in gashes on each eye, which is not the norm. So that is a look at Joe Grimm, the Iron Man, or also known as the human punching bag. So, yeah, set is back from the printers, and again, extremely happy with the quality. Hopefully they will get the remainder of the order filled. I also have them doing the charts, the game, well, the referee's chart and the game board itself. I'm putting those on 130 card stock. They weren't ready when I went and picked the cards up today anyway, because the person that was completing the order called in sick. So I have to go back to the printers anyway, no big deal if I go back and pick those up along with another 1,000 cards. But it is here. So really at this point, entering the home stretch and getting this game ready to ship. Again, it's still going to be in May. No early release. I wanted to get the cards back, make sure I approved of the quality, make sure they came out the way I wanted them to, and they definitely did. Company Allied Printing that I used did an exceptional job, so definitely would recommend them if you live in Arizona and have print needs, which I know most people don't, but I wanted to get the cards back and take a look at them before I ordered the rest of the components. I have everything really queued up, ready to go. The dice, already have the bags for the dice and the tokens, and the game boxes, as well as the cover sticker for the game box. You know, and again, as I talked about in my interview with Al on Al Red Sox Fans channel, you know, you're not going to get a pretty packaging on this. I mean, it's not going to come in an old brown paper bag with grease stains on it, but you know, it's not going to be in a nice box like you get with play games. I mean, Keith has obviously built his company and you know, gotten to the point where everything he puts out, presentation, packaging is top notch. As we start this venture out, it's going to be more focused on the game itself. So as you can see, you know, again, I really like the quality of the cards. So what happens within the game, it's going to be in a box similar to, well, very identical, in fact, to the box that Payoff Pitch comes in. You know, and same thing with Payoff Pitch. You know, I don't care what the box looks like. I just appreciate and love the fact that it is an exceptional baseball simulation. So, you know, kind of the same concept here. And as we build this over the years, hopefully, you know, we can move to, I guess, a more spruced up packaging as we go. But right now, it's all about the gameplay. And then hopefully, when this is released, if you are interested in order it, you will definitely, I hope you will enjoy that. It's definitely been a blast to create. Some other fighters here, Vitaly Klitschko. There's Smokin' Joe Frazier. Chris Arreola, there's Smokin' Joe. Excuse me. Jarrell Big Baby Miller, right there. He has a fight coming up with Anthony Joshua, so we're going to play that out in advance, see how that turns out, see how close we are to reality. Jerry Cooney there, and Buster Douglas, Harry Wills. So the fight, again, the listing of all the fighters is on the Sideline Strategy Sports homepage. Go to Games and click on Glory Days Boxing. It does talk a little bit about the game and lists the fighters that will be included, the heavyweights that will be included in this initial release. In the end, you cannot order it yet, but it will be coming soon, and I will definitely keep everyone apprised of progress as we move toward release. So thanks for checking this out, and hope the cards kind of stimulate, I guess, the same excitement in any potential buyers that they did in me. It really is nice, and these are, these aren't tiny cards either. They're 3x4, so definitely very readable. And trust me, if anyone needs help reading cards, it's me, as that mid to late 50s eyesight sets in. So anyway, we will keep you apprised as we move toward release, which will be in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So thanks for checking this out, and until next time, keep rolling for that knockout. Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming. We'll talk to you later. Bye.